All right, now celebrate with me. We got another checklist. Got another checklist. Hey there, y'all. Bunkle here. Hope you've been having a great day. Hope every day is a blessed day for you and y'all. So I got here a box. Now, these are baseball cards inside this box. It's a vintage vending box, 1982. So lots of great cards are possible to be found in there, possibly, potentially, like the Cal Ripken rookie. I mean, that right there is the highlight that everybody looks for, although it's not the highest valued PSA 10 card, that's for sure. Right now, the Lee Smith card is valued higher, and it's probably because of lower population, and everybody submits the Cal Ripken. Now, PSA 10, it's definitely, there's about a dozen cards in a PSA 10 that are $1,000 or higher. Even in a PSA 9, there's 5 or 6 that, you know what, in a PSA 9, you're still going to be getting 50, 60, 70 bucks for if you flip them. And, you know, rip them, flip them, collect what you love. That's one of the things I say often. So, now, vending boxes, you never know. I mean, this one came, it was nicely wrapped and everything. And look, the person that I picked it up from even included a nice little note. And I'll read that to you. See, it says, "To Steven." That's Bunkle's name. That's my real, like, government name, okay? It says, "Hi, Steven. Thanks for your purchase of Topps 1982 vending pack. I hope you enjoy them. You'll be very pleased on how great condition they're in. Thanks again, Denise." Now, when I read that, I think you saw that the envelope was already opened. I didn't open the box. I didn't take it out of the foamy or anything like that. And we'll do that together, but now, when I say that you never know if they've been gone through, if they're not, like, from a sealed case. I did a box of 1984 recently that were from a sealed case, FASC, BBCE, all of that stuff, and it was actually a good box. Pulled a couple Mattinglys out of that. Otherwise, you know, outside of that, if it's not a sealed case and it's not certified, you don't know if it's been gone through or anything like that. And I'm wondering if these may have been, because if you say you'll be very pleased on how great condition they're in, that means that somebody looked to see the condition, I think. Maybe, could be. I guess we'll find out together. All right, so let's get this. Oh, it's taped up, it's foamed up, it's all sorts of stuffed up. So let's cut the foam. There we go. I cut the foam. There you go. I'm gonna make a recording of cutting the foam and ripping the foam and do one of those like sound videos again, like I do with Rain sometimes. I've done a couple of the Rain videos just to, you know, why not? I figure other people do. I might as well share that stuff too. I know that some people were doing like ASMR, that's what they call it, videos on like scratching baseball cards together and that kind of stuff. And I don't know how well they did, but I mean, any idea is a good idea. That's how I look at it. Something to try. Anyway, maybe I should have gloves on, but I don't. All right, so we got a stack of frappers here. I got a stack of my used purchased at a discount top loaders. They got price tags on them. So I didn't take those off. So that's what it is. I mean, if you can get them at a good price, you might as well, because, I mean, it's temporary storage. Now, looking at this, I don't see the familiar pattern. I do see part of it, but in the middle there, it doesn't have that familiar, like stripe pattern. So I wonder if that's where they just pulled them out to take a look. And who knows? Like I say, we'll see together. Now, I'm going to be putting a lot of cards. Again, centering is a key thing in these. A lot of these cards are not well centered. They're going to be off a little bit, like right to left or up and down and all of that stuff. So that's one of the things that keeps it away from a 10. Now, one of the things also, and I'm not sure if they were in vending boxes or wax packs or rack packs or who knows exactly where, but 1982, there's been discovered a bunch of cards that are blacklist. Kind of like the Frank Thomas and others that are from 1990 that no name on front. There's a bunch of cards that's missing some of the black. And supposedly by looking at them, you could tell. I mean, some of them have like the autograph, the facsimile autograph missing. Others might have like a dingier look without black lines around or all that stuff. Anyway, if you know what, I won't exactly even know if I see one in here. So, I guess I'll figure that out if it happens. And I'm going to definitely be keeping these on the side because even commons at a 10, some of them could definitely be good money because, not many. And you have collectors that are put together, like set collectors that are put together the entire set in top condition. So there's that potential opportunity also. You never know. All right, so I got the first little stack out and going to be extra super careful. Now, I do say that, yeah, they look like they're in good shape, that's for sure. But let's see what players we get. That's more important. All right, so we got Tony Pena, Rusty Kuntz. Now, I just watched a short. Yeah, that's how his name is pronounced. I'm not supposed to say Rusty Kuntz because that's not his name. It's Kuntz, but that's how you pronounce his name. Jim Gantner, Bob Galasso. Ooh, a team card. Let's see. Mike Hargrove and Bert Blyleven, a Hall of Famer there. Okay, nice. I'll frapper that one up. Not going to go on the top load, but I'll frapper it. Rick Auerbach. Tom Underwood. Sparky Lyle. 1977 World Series Game 1 winner. For the Yankees. Ooh, nice. Pete Rose. Okay, that's not bad. That's a nice one, but centering is kind of scuzzy. That left to right and top to bottom are both a little bit off, but I'll frapper it up. All right, Vida Blue and Milt May, batting leaders and pitching leaders from 1981 for the San Francisco Giants. Rufino Linares. Got a Hall of Famer base card. All right, now that's disturbing. That one is bent corner. They'll get a frapper anyway. Charlie Huff. Chris Chambliss, Lee May, Dave Engel, Rupert Jones, Mike Parrott, Harold Baines, okay, another Hall of Famer, Jorge Orta, Gary Gray, Mike Hargrove, Randy Jones, Atlanta Braves, batting and pitching leaders, Claudell Washington and Rick Mailer. Got John Henry Johnson with the Chia Pet on his head. Randy Bass. Barry Foote. All right, Pete Rose base card, nice. All right, and that one's actually in much better shape than the other one that we saw before with that ding in the corner, so might just be in some place. I don't know. Got Keith Drumright, Mickey Kalutz, and Mike Ivy. All right, let's get these a little bit into frappers right now. Pete Rose I'm going to put into a top load because that's looks pretty well centered. I mean, right to left might be off a smidge, but I think that should get a top load and the frapper. I think so. Now, I'm wondering if I should do the same with the Baines. I think I'll just frapper that one up and keep it on the side. And on the Wall of Fame, I'm only going to be putting the ones that I put in top load because 500 cards, I think I'm going to be getting a whole bunch of top loadies. That's what I think. I'm going to say optimistic. And Harold Baines has that ding on the corner. So, yeah, that would not be a 10 even if anything, it would not be a 10. So it don't matter. Can't iron it out. I mean, somebody got into some trouble submitting cards and doing all sorts of damage repair stuff on them, getting out creases and other things. Yeah, a lot of people, I've seen a bunch of stuff about Kurt's card care. And yeah, that's not, you know what? I think a lot of people have thought, can I correct this? You can't correct centering, of course. People tried that years ago with trimming and stuff. Now that one's going to go on a top load also. I think so. Yeah, I'll put that in the top load. The double Pete Roses go in top loadies. But yeah, people thought about that. That's why you have some cards that were trimmed because it gave it a sharper corner or a better edge or whatever. And if it didn't get sent in for grading, people got over on that. They definitely did. They sold cards that were at prices higher value than maybe they should have been. But there's like a way to get creases out and other stuff like that. I don't know. I don't go for that. That's not cool, in my opinion. Especially if it's meant for resale. If it's for your own personal collection, hey, do whatever you want with it. Draw on it for all I care. But if you look into it for resale, nah, that's not nice. All right, Oscar Gamble, Tom Poquette, Geoff Zahn. All right, Carlton Plop Plop Fisk Fisk in action. I always like these in action cards. That's going to get a frapper. Dan Maya, Bruce Berenier, Fred Stanley, Pete Falcone, Ken Griffey Sr., that is, in action. See, the in action cards, much better than the pose stuff. Got Dave Chalk, Joe Price, George Foster, nice. I'll frapper him up. Don Robinson, Ken Kravek, Joe LaFay, Bob Horner, part of that combination that Atlanta had back then. Him and Dale Murphy. Got Rick Sofield, Mookie Wilson, Johnny LeMaster, Frank LaCourte, George Bell, Dave Frost, Goose. All right, got a nice Goose card there. That looks like it's in sharp condition. He's going to get a top load. Miguel DeLone, Larry Gura, Joe Sambito, Dave Tobick, Steve Rogers, Vida Blue, Joey McLaughlin, Jay Johnstone, and Craig Swan. All right, so we got a couple more Hall of Famers. That in-action card of the Goose. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to frapper it. I'm not going to put it into a top load because centering is definitely off on that. You can see the right to left is not very nice. All right, George Foster. He's going to get a frapper. Also centering off. Look at that chop cut beard. That. Like no beard, but that cut of the hair there. That's pretty cool. All right, and Carlton Fisk. That's a very 80s hairstyle or beard style or non-beard style. All right, Carlton Fisk is going to go into a top loady also. I got to figure out how to show off the Wall of Fame and show that I'm pulling cards from the box at the same time. That's not an easy process. All right, let's get these out of the way. I think I'm going to start flipping through some of these cards a bit faster, too, because there's a lot of cards to go through. 500 cards in a box. That's a lot of cards. All right, now I'm not showing those off, so I'll put that there. How about that? Better? Works for me if it works for you. All right, we're starting off with Sam Mejias, Bob Canepa, Rich Dower, Greg the Bull Luzinski, Ken Reitz, Tom Verizor, Ozzy, Wizard of Oz, nice. Nice condition there also. Bad top to bottom. Got Steve Yeager, Pops, Willie Stargell. Now centering on that's decent. I like that. Very cool. That'll get a top loady. Jim Kern, Jack Morris, All-Star, very nice. Picking it up. John Harris, Terry Harper, Bruce Bhakti, Bill Gullickson, Brian Downing, Alvis Woods, Jerry Royster, Pedro Guerrero, Enos Cabell, George Brett. Big goofy smile, George Brett. And that's actually very nicely centered. That's a nice card. Phil Niekro, another Hall of Famer there. See, his gray hairs have gray hairs by now. Yaz, all right, another nice hit there. Bruce Keeson, Larry Harlow, Bruce Benedict, Ken Reitz, Johnny Bench, very nice. Lots of Hall of Famers. George Frazier, Denny Walling, Steve Kemp, Jim Kern, Bucky Dent, Jeff Newman, Carl Yaz in action, nice. Dave Bergman, Mike Ramsey, Chet Lemon, Alvis Woods, Greg Minton, Rick Mailer, Louis Pujols, Rich Dotson, another Phil Niekro. We got Phil Niekro doubles. Tito Lendrum, Glenn Hubbard, Ed Ott, Jamie Easterly, Barry Evans, Otto Velez, Dennis Worth, Dave Concepcion, Big Red Machine, one of the only ones not in the Hall of Fame. Well, Pete Rose also. Glenn Adams, Wayne Garland, and Dave Concepcion, All-Star card. Very cool All-Star cards. All right, Frapper time. Put those right there. Phil Niekro. Yeah, he's going to get a top loady. I think so. Edges, corners look good, and centering looks really nice on that one. That one might be the best centering card yet so far. All right, Phil Niekro is in a top loady. Top loady, no explodey. All right, got to get a bunch more of these frappers out of the pack. There we go. I'll just throw them on the table. All right, the Carl Yastrzemski. Looks like it's got a little edge action going there, so that's only going to get a frapper. Johnny Bench. It's not bad. Nicely centered, I'd say. Nice looking card. Surface looks good also. All right, not bad. He'll get a top loady. All right, now we got the Yaz. Now, centering is a bit sketch on that one, the right to left, and it looks like he's got a spot on his face. He's got a booger on his face. Not cool. The edge action on that one is also not totally perfect, so no. All right, another Phil Necro. Now, the centering on this one is a little bit further off left to right than the other one, so only a top loady on this one. Now, 1982, I definitely have a particular like for. I mean, it's back when I was a young teenager, so absolutely buying and collecting cards at that time. Playing games with cards, buying people's collections if I could. I had a part-time job. Yeah, 13, 14, 15 years old in New York City at that time, you could find yourself a part-time job working for a store or some kind of business or something like that. If you wanted to have some extra cash in your pocket. I mean, that was Bronx, New York back in the 80s. Now, minimum wage, yeah, you didn't go in and tell an employer you had to have minimum wage because you weren't going to get it. That was for like real employees. But it was off the books work, so it kind of made up for it. But, different day, different time, all of that. And I definitely liked the kind of work I was doing then. I mean, it taught me a lot of stuff about just life and work life and all of that. I worked in a fish market, worked handing out flyers. Real funny stories as far as that job was. Handing out flyers in a neighborhood and bringing people into a furniture store, which was a few blocks away. Now, this was the Bronx during the early mid-'80s, okay? So walking up past the park, talking a 5-minute walk, under the elevated train, under the number 4 train on Jerome Ave. So it could be loud, could be this, could be that. But if you brought people into the store, you got $1 commission. So you know what? You could definitely make an extra $25-$30 a day if you had the gift, the gab to get people into the store. Got Dave Parker. Now, based on his stats, he should be in the Hall of Fame. He should be, but he had other issues. So, good looking card. I'll frapper that one up. Bob Watson, Jose Cruz, Dwayne Kuiper, Shane Raleigh, Rick Leach, Pops. All right, got enough Pops. Willie Stargell card, great. Charlie Lay, Ross Baumgarten, Victor Cruz, Mike Davis, Ramon Aviles, Castino, Jorge Horta, Bobby Bonds, Rod Carew. I definitely liked his career. He was a great player. Always on base. Louis Gomez, Andre Thornton, Ivan De Jesus, Ted Simmons, Louis Tiant, Ricky Keaton. Checklist! Celebrate the checklist! We got a checklist. Randy Lurch, he looks like Lurch. You look like Lurch, sir. Rick Sutcliffe, Davey Lopes, Rich Gale, Broderick Perkins, Jim Tracy, and John Wathen. All right, frapper some of those. All right, Rod Carew goes into the frapper stack because off-center. Willie Stargell also goes into the frapper stack, off-center. And Dave Parker. Ooh, badly cut edge. Look at that. So he's going to go into the frapper stack. He was a great player from then. All right, let's get some more cards out of this box. And then I'll move these over in a minute. Get those out of my way here. Got Steve McCaddy, Gary Allenson, Al Williams. Relievers, Suter and Raleigh Fingers, 2 Hall of Famers on the same card. Very cool. Dave Righetti, Rockin' Robin Yount, very nice. Very, very nice. Looks like it's a smidge off center. What do you think? I think so, but not that bad. Got Mark Clear, Billy Smith, Gene Garber, Rich Gedman, Steve Garvey. He's going to be a congressman in California, possibly. Richie Hebner, Jim Slayton, Carney Lansford, Mike Griffin, Aurelio Lopez, Chuck Rainey. The Expos, Warren Cromartie and Bill Gullickson. Jim Bibby. Oh, we got our first rookie card. Bedrosian, Brett Butler, Larry Owen, Atlanta Braves future stars. Not bad. I mean, Brett Butler is pretty good. Bedrosian had a couple of years. Bill Matlock and Carney Lansford. Bill Caudill. Joe Morgan, all right, another Hall of Famer there. Steve Renko, Lenny Sakata, Amos Otis, Joe Ferguson. All right, okay, we got the California Angels with Rod Carew and Bob Forsh's brother, Ken Forsh. Brothers pitching in the major leagues at the same time. Philadelphia Phillies, Mark Davis, Bob Denier, and Ozzie Virgil. Pat Kelly, Frank Taveras, Rob Wilfong. All right, we got the hated Boston Red Sox. Oh, and I just showed something off there, but it wasn't the one that we're looking for. Got Carney Lansford and Mike Torres. The Detroit Tigers rookie, another rookie card. Bill Gullickson. Oh, I see the Cincinnati Reds one, too. Keith Hernandez and Bob Forsh. We just talked about Ken Forsh. See, there goes Ken Forsh. There goes Bob Forsh. Look at that. Brothers. It's his brother from the same mother, not the brother from another mother. All right, we got Scott Brown and Paul Householder. I know Paul Householder was in the majors for a few. Got Rich Gossage, Goose. Ned Yost, Dick Ruthven, Charlie Leibrandt, Dave Concepcion, John Candyman Candelaria, that wild hair, he's got the wings going there. Tom Brookins, Al Oliver, Terry Poole, Dick Davis, and Gary Renicky. Yeah, he's a baseball player. All right, get some frappers going here. All right, Goose is only getting the frapper because he's kind of off center there. Got the Carew and Ken Forsh California Angels card. Pretty cool. I see Joe Morgan off center, so you're going to go into the frapper stacker. Robin Yount. Yeah, you're off center left to right. Oh, that's a shame. That's a good one. That would have been a really nice find. Not as good, of course, as the Ripken or the Lee Smith or Nolan Ryan or Reggie Jackson, but good player, great player. All right, we got our leading relievers, our firemen, 1981. All right, now let's get these out of the way. Got to be careful because, again, with these, you never know. A common can be worth a couple $100 to somebody. I can't say why, but, you know, again, set collectors are set collectors, and if one of them is a 10, well, you know what? Somebody wants to have a set of all 10s, especially if they're going for the best set there is, and they have a 9 of that card, and they find out there's a new 10, and yeah, so anyway, there's that. All right, we got Bert Blyleven there. All right, put him on the side. Stan Bonson, Cliff Johnson, Dale Murphy. He should be Hall of Fame. He absolutely should be. I'm going to frapper him up. He was a great, great player. Dane Yorg, Rod Scurry, Tommy John. Yes, everybody knows his surgery this year. Rick Camp, Keith Hernandez, Fernando Valenzuela. Second year, hurls 8 shutouts as a rookie. Highlight. Mike Scott, Ken Oberkfell, Ken Macha, not the T Macha, but person Macha, John Ellis, Jim Morrison, John Stearns. Oh, Oakland A's rookie card. Nolan Ryan, very nice. Oh, little scuzzy corner there. Can you see it? I see it. I see it. I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but like a little ding. So only a frapper there. Oh, well. Bob Shirley. Don't call me Shirley. Johnny Grubb. Tim Rock Raines. All right. Very nice. Second year card of Rock. Very cool. Rick Bosetti. Dave Stewart. Reggie Smith. I saw Reggie. I thought Jackson. Nope. Julio Gonzalez. Rafael Ramirez. Bob Boone, Toby Harrah. All right, very nice. We got the Ricky Henderson and Steve McCaddy Oakland A's card. Very nice. Nicely centered there. All right, Steve Sachs. He was a good second baseman for the Dodgers and other teams after that. Mike Marshall and Ron Renicky. I'll frapper that one up. Not Hall of Fame, but still good rookie from that year. Lamar Johnson, Jerry Garvin, Al Bunbury. All right, we got George Brett and Larry Gura, Royals team card. Chicago Cubs, Carlos Lescano, I know his name. Alan Ashby, Dick Drago. Brad Havens, yes, I'm immature. Dan Spillner, Lenny Randall. Brewers, all right, we got Cecil Pooper, Scooper Cooper, and Pete Vukovich. Andy Hassler, Dave Ford, Rusty Staub, Wildman Bill Lee, very cool. Minnesota Twins, Gary Woods, Wayne Nordhagen, Bob Molinaro, Ron Hodges, Lonnie Smith, Bucky Dent in action, Rick Cerrone, Reenie Martin, Silvio Martinez, Gator Guidry, Jim Palmer. All right, nice. And that's pretty nice. Nice shape for that Hall of Famer card. Steve Nicosia and Harry Spillman. All right, Steve Palmer, I like so much. Yeah, he's going to get a top loady. Now, again, I don't recall PSA values on any of these that I'm putting in top loaders. Maybe they should just end up being in a frapper. But if they look like they might be 9s, if not better, then they're going to get into a top loady for right now. And I'm going to at least put them into some state of preservation for right now. Then later I'll make a decision as far as what to do. All right, we got the George Brett and Larry Gura. Nope, I'm going to put that just in a frapper. Steve Sachs rookie card. I'll put that in a frapper. Keep that on the side. Look that one up later. Although centering is kind of off on that one, left to right and top to bottom. All right, Ricky Henderson, Oakland A's team card. I'm going to frapper that and top load that. That looks very, very perfectly centered. Everything else looks super sharp. So, yeah, that's getting a top loady. And he's going to sit on his side. All right, we got the Reigns, Rock Reigns, second year card. And yeah, also, top to bottom is off. So, no, sorry, Rock, you go on the side. You go in a frapper and hang on the side there. Now I got to get more frappers out of this pack of frappers. I'm ripping through these, that's for sure. All right, Nolan Ryan. Nope, I don't think so. Maybe this. Oh, yeah, that's the one with the ding on the bottom. I said that before, so no. No. I'm not sure why, if they're in this box, they'd have so many. They'd have the dings. Might be like that it was on the end of the box. Could be. I don't know. Again, I concern myself as far as sketch boxes, and considering it, well, first of all, it was in 1982. Maybe I overpaid, maybe I don't. I forget exactly how much I paid for it, but I know it wasn't exactly like $10, that's for sure. It was on the eBays. So, it wasn't $10, but wasn't all that expensive, but still. I mean, if it was something that was previously open, well, then I paid too much, that's for sure. But maybe not. I mean, again, depending on what else we find in here, who knows? All right, we see a Reggie. Now, that makes it worth it to me. Maybe not just in general. And that's nice centering, too. He's going to get a loady. He's going to be in a top load. Roy Howell, Glenn Hoffman, Joe Rudy, Larry. Now, is it Heil? Is it Hissel? Is it Heisel? Dan Dreesen, Ken Clay, Andy Rincon, Moose Haas, Fernando Valenzuela. Oh, I saw the White Sox rookie cards there. Dewey Robinson, Tim Foley, Kurt Bavacqua was a 1975 Bazooka Bubblegum champion. George Medic, Shooty Babbitt, great name. Gary Hancock, Rick Dempsey, Dan Petrie Dish, John Littlefield, Willie Randolph, Dwight Evans, Warren Brewster, Moscow, Ernie Witt, Layton Jones, John Martin, Dickie Thong, the thong, Wayne Gross, Steve Dillard, Mark Belanger, Larry Parrish, Jeff Burrows, Jody Davis, Gene Nelson, Tom Hume, Cedeno, Joel Youngblood, Dave Roberts, Jorgensen, Mike Heath, Ron Jackson, Warren Cromartie, Ken Landro, and Buddy Bell. All right, we'll keep these moving along. I only got the Reggie up on top. That was a bunch of, well, Major League Baseball players. That's one thing, but not exactly all the best stacked there. Jerry Don Gleaton, John DeQuisto, Darrell Porter, Larry Boa, Bruce Sutter. Okay, we got another Hall of Famer there. I'll put him up there. Doyle Alexander, Mike Witt, Bobby Brown, Don Sutton in action, Mickey Hatcher, Nolan. All right, we got the Nolan. That's good. Yeah, not bad. I like that one. That's a good card. That needs a top loadie. Ken Singleton, Lee Smith. All right, now that's nice. As I said, that's the highest valued card right now in, according to PSAcard.com, in PSA 10, and that's looks like it's a smidge off left to right, but otherwise pretty good. I didn't check PSA 9s on that, but very nice. Larry Herndon, Rick Waits, Dave Kingman, Pete Rose in action. All right, we got all three Pete Roses. I think there's three. There might be four. Steve Murrah. All right, now celebrate with me. We got another checklist. Roger Erickson, Don Money, Dan Ford, Barry Bonnell, Mike Schmidt. All right, very nice all-star card there. Danny Darwin, Jeff Reardon, Mike Schmidt in action. Nice, and that one looks really sharp too. Good. Matt Keogh, Ron Hasse, Juan Eichelberger, Jerry Turner, Bill Fahey, Tennis the Menace, Willie Randolph, Steve Carlton. All right, very nice. Another checklist. 3 checklists in the box. Ron Oyster, Tom Seaver, nice. Steve Carlton in action, very nice. Terry Kennedy, Jack O'Connor, Matty Alexander, Mike O'Berry, Phil Garner, Darrell Thomas, Kent DeCulvey, sidearm under pitcher, Gary Carter, another Hall of Famer, Gator Guidry, and another rookie card. This is the Texas Rangers one. Willie Hernandez, Darrell Porter, and Claudel Washington. All right, let's get frappers on these and take one quick look at them again. Yep, just a frapper for Gary Carter, off center. All right, Steve Carlton in action, also off center. See, that left to right is not cool. Okay, Tom Seaver, all-star card. Also left to right, not very good on that. I noticed left to right centering off a lot more than I noticed top to bottom. So that's just one of my personal quirky things. All right, now that one looks definitely much better left to right, although it's a little off, maybe like 60-40. Not sure. You know, I'm going to top load that one because that one looks like it might be close. Top to bottom, like I say, I can't really tell. It looks good, but I'm going to bring it through the measuring tool later and find out. Now, I'm going to put him in front of Necro because he's better than Necro anyway. I don't think anybody'd argue that except maybe Phil Necro. All right, we got Schmidt. Maybe Phil Necro would say that Steve Carlton was better. I think he might, if he's honest. All right, Mike Schmidt, all-star card. He gets a top loadie. That looks really good. Looks perfect in every possible way, except for the weird look he's given. All right, so Schmidt's going to go up there in front of Pete Rose. Okay, then we got the Pete Rose in action card. And again, that top to bottom looks a little bit off. Right to left looks good, though, to my eyes. But I'm going to put him on the side anyway. Now, this Lee Smith definitely gets a top loadie. And that, to me, sharp corners, sharp edges, sharp everything else. The surface is perfect. Would it be a 10 or would it be a 9? That's a good question. Or would it be even lower than that? Well, you know what? We may end up finding out sometime. So, he's going to be in a top loader. See, even with just putting these Hall of Famers that are in real good condition, like perfect or apparently perfect in top loaders, we got the whole Wall of Fame full already. Now, Nolan Ryan, I'm sure that even in a 9, is probably worth the box, what I paid for the box. So he's going to get a top loadie. Well, maybe not that much. Could be. Again, I have to look it up. I don't remember exactly. And no, and I did not pay under $100 for the box either, but I have paid more for things that had less, so we won't talk about that stuff. All right, we got Bruce Sutter. And the Reggie Jackson in action card. That's really perfect looking. All right, so you're going to get yourself a top loadie also. And put him right up over there. Now I'm starting to cover on top of cards here. All right, these I'm going to take. I'm going to put back into the box. Try to keep them in as pristine condition as I possibly can. These I'm going to start taking out the whole thing, and I'll just line them up over there and go through them like that. I can start getting all these back into the box. So hang tight for like 5 seconds, and we could talk about nonsense also. Let me know in the comments what you think about this box, about the box, about any of the players, about any of the cards, about anything 1982. I mean, we could talk about 1982 stuff also in the comments. That'd be fun. All right, let's get back to these cards. They've got the last little stacks here. Still looking for the Ripken. So we're seeing Dan Briggs. Put that there. Move this over a little bit. Got the George Brett. Nice. Put that up over there. Bump Wills. Kevin Hickey. All right, we got ourselves Dusty Baker and Bert Hooton. Nope, bad place to put that. I'll put that up over there. I see the goose over there also, so we'll get to that. Larry Christensen, Craig Reynolds, Larry Boa, John Verhoeven, Louis Leal, Pete McKinnon, Charlie Lee Brandt, Dave Wermeister, Willie Wilson, Jeffrey Leonard, Mike Parrott, Keith Moreland, Leon Durham, Larry Bittner. How do you have 2 eyes there, dude? Lee Mazzilli, Larry McWilliams, Juan Berenguer, Jack Clark, Joe Patini, Garth Jorg, Gross, Joe Nolan, Ed Romero, John Milner, Tom Hausman, Terry Crowley, Carlton Plop Plop Fisk again, Jason Thompson, Willie Upshaw, Doug Beyer, Danny Goodwin, Bob Forsch, Dave Winfield, all right, nice, Thad Bosley, Reed Nichols, Louis Salazar, and Brian Clark. So those can go right into the box. Those can go back into the box. I wonder, I know I've opened some 82 packs. I wonder if I can put together a set yet. Maybe. Hand-collated set. I think I have the 82 set. Hand-collated also that I picked up. Got Steve Swisher, Ed Lynch, Steve Brown, Dusty Baker, Mike Torres, Dyer Miller, Dawson, all right, nice. Hubie Brooks, Larry Bradford, Fred Breening, Bruce Sutter, All-Star, Bob Clark, Dave Parker, nice. Bob Walk, Dave Gulch, bad name for a pitcher. Sixto Lescano, Raleigh Eastwick, Roberto Ramos, Don Sutton, Dennis Leonard, Stolen Base Leaders, Ricky N. Raines, 2 Hall of Famers on a card. Britt Burns, Rick Monday, not on Tuesday, John Matlack, Dave Parker, Mick Kelleher, Champ Summers, great baseball name, Vita Blue, Andre Dawson, very nice, Billy Allman, Rich Dower, Kirk Gibson, oh, I see the Reds rookies there, Hernandez and Bob Forsch, we saw that card already, and Householder, I think we saw that card already too. Well, getting close to down at the bottom of these stacks here. All right, let's get that up carefully. See Mike Flanagan, Steve Yeager, Steve Trout. Oh, Baltimore Orioles again. Eddie Murray and Sammy Stewart. And we got the Padres rookies, Armstrong, Waj, and Fred Kukaluka. I guess that's his name. Mike Easler, Don Sutton again. We're seeing some doubles. Bake McBride, Bill Gullickson, Paul Mirabella, Padres, Juan Eichelberger and Luis Salazar, John Matlack, Bob Boone in action, Enos Cabell, Brian Kingman, and Nolan Ryan on that one. Check that out. Pitching leaders. All right, we'll get these into frappers. Now that one, I think, yeah, that'll go into a top loady. That's close enough in my mind. In my eyes, according to my eyeballs, yes. All right. All right, got that there. And now Don Sutton. Yep, top to bottom is definitely off on that one. It's real skinny, close to his name. All right, Baltimore Orioles, Eddie Murray and Sammy Stewart. All right, next one, Andre Dawson. Nope, bottom is definitely off there. See, bottom, like I said, top to bottom is hard for me to tell as far as centering, but some of them it's pretty obvious. All right, stolen base leaders, that looks really sharp, really nice. I like that one. That's getting a frapper and a top loady. Again, I'm sorry if this video is taking a little bit longer than I wanted it to, but I'm not going to complain because there's a lot of great cards. I'm sorry about that. I covered up Nolan Ryan with Ricky Henderson and Tim Raines. I don't know if that's a balance there, but maybe, maybe not. Got Don Sutton. I was reading also as far as how the role of the leadoff hitter has changed over the years, and now they're putting, some teams are putting like a power hitter or a really good hitter up first, as opposed to somebody who's great at stolen bases and just getting on base and all of that. I mean, it is an interesting thing, and you got to wonder if Ricky would be the best leadoff hitter in Major League Baseball now. I mean, not at his age, of course, because but Ricky, the way that he played back in the '80s as a leadoff hitter now, I wonder how he'd do. I mean, he had leadoff home runs. He definitely had home runs during the year. He wasn't a power hitter, but he definitely got on base, and he caused all sorts of chaos. I mean, if he got on first base, you could almost guarantee he was coming home. So, I mean, he was that kind of player. So I think he'd fit nowadays also, but that's just my opinion. All right, got George Brett in action. I think that's close. I'm going to top loady that one also. And then we got this last little stack with the goose up on top. Last chance in this box for another Lee Smith or the Ripken Jr. rookie or who knows what else, but we'll still find out. Okay, so the goose I'm going to put there. Ned Yost, Charlie Huff again, Dick Ruthven, Charlie Liebrandt, Chris Chambliss, Lee May, Dave Engel, Rupert Jones, Mike Parrott, Steve Comer, Cesar Geronimo, Ellis Valentine, Mike Phillips, The Bull, Joe Charbonneau, Rod Carew, Hall of Famer there, Scotty McGregor, Joe Simpson, Dave McKay, Butch Vinegar Weiniger, Greg Pryor, Neil Allen, Dayon Graham, Alan Bannister, Rennie Stennett, Frank White, Bob Auchinko, Bill Stein, Milt May, Jim Wolford, Steve Crawford, Glenn Abbott, Pete Redfern, Greg Nettles, Gary Alexander, Juan Bonilla, Mary Trillo, Ken Forsch, Fernando Valenzuela, and Len Barker. Fernando Valenzuela, strikeout leader from 1981. That's pretty wild. 189. I'm reading that right? Yep, 180. 180 strikeouts he led the National League with. I mean, I guess Nolan Ryan, that was probably one of the years Nolan Ryan and Steve Carlton were both injured for part of the year or something. I mean, I know that there was one year that both of them had little minor issues that caused them to miss some games. Yeah, I talk about the durability of historical pitchers, and yeah, again, even them had issues. Okay, I just feel that pitchers then were more durable than now. All right, we got the goose also. And our last stack, so drum roll please as we wrap this up. If you stuck with me this whole time, I definitely appreciate it. If you haven't, well, I definitely appreciate it anyway. I mean, because if you're hearing this, you're going to hear me say thank you much for liking and commenting and subscribing and all that great stuff. Buddy Solomon, Bucky Dent, Bob Lacey, Lynn McLaughlin, Jerry Remy, Biff Pocoroba, Eddie Murray, all right, Hall of Famer there. Tom Pashurik, either he's singing or he's doing an interview. Richie Zisk, home run leaders. Oh, okay. Got Mike Schmidt, Tony Armas, Dwight Evans, Bobby Grich, and Eddie Murray. 2 Hall of Famers on there. Got Steve Carlton, strikeout record. New National League strikeout record. Okay, that's very cool. And we got another final checklist. Danny Ainge. A pretty cool rookie there. It's rookie of second year, or more than that, past that. Davey Lopes. All right, we got Cardinals rookies. Bill Campbell. Another checklist. Oh, checklists. Freddie Lynn. Jerry Royce. Bo Diaz. Carlton Fisk again. All right, we got my Yankees. Oh, okay. Tommy John and Jerry Mumphrey. And then we got who I thought was going to be a great player, Steve Balboni. Didn't turn out that way, but I thought every Yankee was always going to be great. Got Gray. Mike Hargrove, Randy Jones, Atlanta Braves. All right, Von Hayes rookie card with Chris Bando and Tom Brennan. Ellis Valentine, Mike Phillips, Greg the Bull Luzinski again, Joe Charbonneau again, Rod Carew All-Star, very cool, and wrapping it up with the Pittsburgh Pirates team card with not even Pops, not Dave Parker, and Buddy Solomon as the pitcher, as the best pitcher. I guess they were having like a super down year after the We Are Family days, right? I mean, they got it in 79 and then went back to being the Pirates. All right, so we got the Rod Carew, Carlton Fisk All-Star card. Yeah, left to right, no good there. Hugo just in a frapper. We got Steve Carlton all-time National League record for strikeouts. He's missing half an arm. What's going on there? Where's his arm? He needs worse than Tommy John surgery. He needs arm surgery now. He's got no arm there. Maybe that's why he didn't have that many strikeouts that year. Could be. I mean, if you're only pitching with one arm and the one arm you have is your pitching arm, that wouldn't make sense, because then you can't really throw the ball. You'd have to like curl it in your elbow or something. A little bit different than Jim Abbott, who used to flip back and forth with the glove, and he couldn't throw with the arm he didn't have. And I don't think Steve Carlton. Maybe they took off his arm or something. I don't know. Maybe we just don't see it because it's bent all the way back, and that's why he got injured. Could be. All right, wrapping this up with Eddie Murray. So all in all, I'd say, you know what? Not disappointed. I think we did really good. There were some cards with some dings on the corners. It is what it is. But Lee Smith, you know, if that's a PSA 10, that's a $2,000 card. $2,000 plus. So woohoo on that. No Cal Ripken Jr. rookie, but lots and lots and lots of other Hall of Famers, other great cards. The Nolan Ryan is also a really nice hit. The Schmidt, definitely great. And the ones that are in good condition, the ones up on the wall in the top loadies that are well-centered, who knows? Some of them could be 9s, 10s. I'll take a better, closer look under a magnifying glass later and maybe let y'all know when I do a PSA or SGC submission with those. I'll keep y'all posted. Anyway, once again, hope you enjoyed. Y'all take care. Stay well. Stay blessed. Bunkle out.